Did you build anything new?
Yeah, I've put up the fence since you've been here last time. It's
Oh,
to stop the guys, and it worked. So I'm very happy about it.
What was the purpose of putting the fence up?
Keeping the wild boar out.
And
They ate my food. I didn't have any left.
so why now? I mean, it's you've been here
Because
for a
I
while
was
and
hoping, so because I didn't want it. Of course, you don't want to put a fence in nature. So I tried all sorts of other solutions, and that one, the one
electric fence before?
that was the last solution before this fence,
And it
electric
didn't-
fence. It didn't work at last because they're very social animal. So at one will go into the fence, will sacrifice their own
Wow.
pain, and all the rest would just walk in. So the calculation was made to put the minimum that they cannot break. So hopefully I wasn't wrong. We'll see. We'll see this winter. We'll see this spring, actually. In the winter, they're not really. They're interested in the wheat when you're interested in the wheat. That's the thing. So they like it when you do.
What percentage of your crops did they consume this?
It reached about 70% in the end. So it started with 10, then it moved to 30. I did nothing. I said, okay, 30%. Then it moved to 50. And then once it reached 70, I said, okay, no, I can't afford it. Like, I'm not growing for the boars.
And how did that affect then your daily needs or your
No, it did. I think last year was the second time in 14 years that I bought wheat.
yeah.
I had to buy some. So yeah, these things happen, and luckily there's a shop that can compensate, and I'm not starving.
but did the
But
boss
it doesn't feel well. Yeah, I didn't like it, of course.
did the boss pay for it at least?
When I looked at the comments, because I talked about it in the previous movie about this problem, and many people had their advice, and many of the advice were their food. This is the bait to bring them in, and you just, that's the thing, and that would solve the problem, of course.
Oh my God.
But I didn't go for it. They're really strong animals. I admire them. I mean, look at all the wild animals. Humanity, people manage to get to the brink of extinction or to extinction, and wild boars, they just, they're like crows. Some animals are so strong, they just don't mind. They can do even with humans. So that's very impressive. But yeah, just if you mentioned fava beans, it's interesting because nobody eats it. No animal. I'm the only one. Humans are the only. Apparently,
So should we eat
you
it?
can leave it in the field for a year, and you come back in a year, and it's still there. And no animal touches it, which is quite worrying.
Should we eat it?
Yeah, exactly. Should we eat it? But yeah, it works. This is made of fava bean.
Yeah.
So once it's fenced, one thing that it's much more evident now is what the effect of farming on nature. You see that farming is just replacing nature. It's not part of nature. It's taking nature out. This is nature. This is farming. You can see it so clearly now. There's a very distinct difference. So that's why people see those fields. They drive near cornfields and they think, "Oh, what a beautiful nature!"
Nature.
It's not. This is like man-made deserts for animals, and so therefore we need to try to limit the farmland as much as possible to leave nature alone. For example, animal-based food will take so much more land. So I will have to convert all this natural hill into farmland to take it out had I wanted to have my diet based on animal food rather than plant-based food. I guess the most basic food, when you think about food, that would be your first thought, no? Normally, I think. Bread or flour with flour. Simply grain. Changed humanity unrecognizably. This is ever since the agricultural revolution 10,000 years or so ago. This is so basic and so culturally laden with so much meaning, like the French Revolution, people were shouting, "Pam, pam, pam, bread, bread." Yeah, this is like the symbol of what food is.
I guess it's related.
Yeah.
When we talk about the agricultural revolution and how amazing these cereals are for nutrition,
Yeah.
wasn't it also like a strong influence that caused people to be ruled by others? Because you can store it and then control it?
Yeah, that's what historians are now saying. People have various opinions, strong opinions about whether it was a good thing that happened, but I think that's true of any technology, because you gain some and you lose some. And definitely, some people say it's not even good for you. You're not supposed to eat it. You have to process it so much in order for it to be edible, So it means you're not supposed to be eating it, but we're not supposed to eat cooked meat as well, right? You're supposed to just munch on the animal or the fruit or the vegetables. So we're not supposed. This is grass, and we're not eating grass. Animals eat grass, and we learned to turn grass into edible food, which is very, very efficient. Because if I had to eat the animal that feeds on the grass, as we said in the previous video, you have to have so much more grass. And then, if you can feed directly on the grass, you need like 10 or 20 times smaller plot to feed on. Yeah, so depends how you look at it. But I think it's controversial, but the fact is that people won't give up on it. No matter what your opinion is, people will continue eating it. It's so convenient and so good. Like in terms of tasty, I mean, good as in tasty. People like it. So, can you resist
freshly baked
piece of dough? You wouldn't. Like a croissant or a baguette or a pita or whatever it is. Most people, they don't know it's even an option to be able to grow all your food with so little investment and so little land.
I think people think suddenly they see you work only like on average 8 hours per month to grow food, and then they think, how much am I working to buy the food that I'm eating?
So if you make this guy, I actually made this calculation, and I think roughly it's about 10% of our income goes to buying food on average, at least in this country, but I guess it's pretty much the same in many other countries as well, at least the developed, the Western world. And I don't know, I haven't checked the numbers, but it can be checked. And if it is true, then 10% of our working time, which is, say, if you work full time, it's 22 days a month. 10% it's to over more than 2 days a month of working days. And I work only one. It's not so much, but I work only one day. But it's not really true because, it's true that I work one day, like 8 hours a month on average to grow my food, but I also have expenses. So I need to invest money as well. So I buy seeds, compost, sometimes irrigation. This year I had to change some things in the watering in a drip irrigation system, in the automatic irrigation. So you have your expenses, and I guess it will add up to about the same. So in terms of time, you don't really save time, but you don't waste more time, which most people would think, oh, you'll have to work so much to grow your food, so much more than us. It's better to buy it at the grocery store. But it doesn't. It's not actually.
Yeah. I think it's fair to say that if people would buy organic, like you grow here everything organically, if people would buy organic, they would probably need right now 20% of their instead of 10 because it's more.
No, you don't want to go there because I'll tell you, if people buy what I eat, they will spend 2% of this because this food is so cheap. If you buy wheat and beans and oil and you buy no meat or any animal-based food, animal-sourced food, so your food expense will be so much lower. But I guess it's So I could have supposedly, if that was my main reason for doing this, I might have decided, okay, I just stay in the city and just buy this type of food, and then I'll have so much less negative impact on the environment and on the economy, etc. But I don't think I would have managed to resist the temptation. You go into the grocery store, the supermarket, there's so much, you see all this stuff, and it's so easy just to
Put your
put your hand and put it in your trolley and go through the cashier, and I don't have the
willpower.
the willpower to resist it, and I guess many other people would.
It's very difficult to read.
It's exactly. So here I have no choice. This is what grows. This is what I have.
And you just came back from China. Well, what were you doing in China?
Teaching. I was invited to teach. It's the first time since I came to Clil 17 years ago that I left the place for so long, for over 2 months, more than 2 months. And it was difficult for the place because there was, I had some problem around, and the watering system started, it was midsummer, so the veg garden didn't go so well, and it dried out, but now it's recovered and I already have vegetables. Yeah, that's part of the deal of settling down and farming your own food rather than gathering and hunting it.
Mm-hmm.
And in China, it was great. I was teaching for 1 month, slightly over 6 weeks, and then I had 1 month to go around. And I traveled, some of it in the city, some of it in the countryside. And I looked for example, some interesting things I learned about Allender. Firstly, a lot, like every meal you'll have some animal-based food, so meat and basically meat. More than dairy is not very common, but meat is very common in every meal. And you wonder, where are all those animals? And I couldn't find them anywhere. I couldn't see any. I didn't see cows. I didn't see pigs. I didn't see chickens like roaming or farmed anywhere. I don't know where they're hiding them, but when you ride the train, you don't see it from the window. When you drive the car outside the city, I couldn't see it. So I don't know how it goes there. That's a mystery. But I've seen some small operations, like small-scale farmers. Actually, that's what I saw. I didn't see any very large operations. So I don't know whether most of their food is coming from small-scale farmers or not, but definitely it's a significant portion of the food production is being grown by small-scale farmers. I've seen a lot, very impressive. Very nice, like trees with vegetables growing underneath, and hand operated, and still very, very productive. A lot of produce coming out of very small bits of land. Another thing is interesting. I asked about organic produce, my students, and they didn't know what I'm talking about. I said, stuff that you don't
spray anything
on, and they said, oh, no, don't worry, the government makes sure that there's not too much spray and everything is safe. And okay, well, interesting. But apparently, well, at least that's, China is vast. Every 5th person in the world is Chinese. It's a huge place. It's the oldest country in the world. It's been there for 5,000 years in succession with no intermission. So to tell you stuff about China, obviously I can't. I can only tell you about what I've seen, which is a tiny fraction of the country. So maybe if I, had I asked somewhere else in the country, I would have a completely different answer.
You would have seen all the animals and
and the organic farming and
the large-scale farming. Because I'm surprised, because China actually exports a lot of food.
Yeah.
So it must come from large-scale operations.
No, why should it? I have a friend who was, I think, importing garlic from China, and he said that it's all grown by small-scale farmers being united with an overall kind of organization that takes care of all the export and payment, but the growers are small-scale.
Everything can be small scale, and just then you need a way to bring it all together, and then probably you just need more people working in agriculture.
Yes, and there are enough people. Well, there are many. They're getting smaller and smaller. The population is declining there in an alarming rate right now. And I think I heard there's a 3-child policy that they cannot implement. So they have this policy, but people are just not having babies.
You mean like they need to have 3 children?
Yeah, that's like the advice given by the authorities. And they're declining, and I think the forecast is that they're going to shrink to about 1/3 of their size by 2100.
Have you had any noteworthy, interesting, or funny interactions that you can remember from the comments of the main video?
I remember mainly a lot of very interesting information. People sharing their own experiences, and I was amazed. I think it's like a gold mine of information for small-scale farmers and for independent growers and people trying to grow their own food from all over the world. I think it should be, collected and organized into sections, into categories, and used, because where can you find all this? I mean, I know of no book that will have such an important collection and of information from all over the planet. So that was mainly it. Many skeptics. People were correcting me for mistakes I made, and they were right.
Are not growing in Wales.
In Wales, yeah, especially Wales. Yeah,
like, I'm from Wales. We grow vegetables.
Yeah, and they're right. I mean, I was wrong. And, we know so much about the world, and we have a lot of misconceptions. So it was a good lesson to learn that, here's your misconception, Mr. Pelman. And I had misconception about Wales, which is funny because I lived for 5 years in the UK and I should have known better, but I didn't. And also in Alaska, I think, also the people say, well,
summer.
For some reason, it's like people have this image of Israel as if each person has their own camel here, and and it's only desert. And so I also committed the same crime with respect to Wales and Alaska, apparently.
When is your book in English coming out?
I'm also asking. It's up to me now. Now, it used to be up to the translators because I'm not a native English speaker. And actually, I had a friend translating, so I already had one version. But now with AI, man, it's so easy. I could just press a button and get it.
If you could grow one plant, regardless of the climate here, which one would you choose?
So I'm getting one plant for free. Maybe some seaweed.
Seaweed?
Yeah, I really like. I like Japanese cuisine. So everything, rice. I like rice.
And you choose rice, really? I would choose cacao.
Yeah, maybe. I've never been to South America, so I have no real affinity. And
do you have advice for people who want to grow some of their food, but they don't own a land?
Yeah, you can rent land in most parts of the world, which is very cheap normally. It's more difficult with trees because people would be happy to rent out to let for a year or 2 or 5, but people are more reluctant to actually let whatever they do let for 20 years or 50 years. And also you as somebody who rents it, you're not sure you want to commit for such a long time. So, but in terms of vegetables, it's an annual crop. Like the largest consumers in terms of farmland are the seeds. So wheat or rice, depending where you live, or corn, and the rest of the seeds, like the legumes, And if you are willing to buy those and just grow your vegetables, it takes so little space. So you can grow vegetables for one person easily on 100 square meters per year. And that's for people who eat a lot. And most people don't eat so much vegetable. That's a nice experience and saves you, if you're talking about money, it saves you most money because by growing wheat, you won't save money. You'd spend more money than you'd save. Like wheat is so cheap, you know, that's $50 for 1 kilogram, which is 2 pounds, roughly. And that's like for free. It's embarrassingly cheap. Red mustard. I think it's called Osaka.
I like the green falafel.
Thank you for watching.
Mostly your job now. Yay!
Yay!
Look at the sunset.